Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'll let it begin by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Hawakwadash. Our double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, to all the dedicated brothers out there that's giving their due diligence in serving Yahawah through his only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, sincerity and truth. All right, again, I would like to say shalom, shalom. All right, today's topic I'd like to touch on the old man, right? And what am I referring to is your old self, right? Your old self and the things that you used to be involved in, because by now, your conscience should be kicking in, man, right? You should be realizing there's actually an end to this world, man. To the point that people was devastated when Kamala Harris get uh didn't get picked up for the seat, and how the world is going crazy about Trump getting into the seat. We say it all the time. This what's going on in life is likened into that movie Idiocracy, man. This is just pure madness, right? So when you are looking into things like this and seeing how destroyed America is, or how destroyed the world is, and the individuals in this world is in general, you should be like, man, damn, hey, things should be stirring up in your mind, thinking, okay, the Most High might be getting rid of this place, man. Because ain't no way, as generations continues, that people are getting slower and dumber. People should be increasing in knowledge, even though the knowledge is being increased, but is being used in the left hand side for what? To fulfill prophecy of the destruction of this place, man. And the destruction that's coming here is not going to wipe out the earth. It's just going to wipe out the wickedest here in Babylon the Great, man. And, a few stragglers along the way, those that's just left out there to die. Because ultimately, a lot of y'all was given a warning. And, by, the spirit that the Most High put in you, you just can't help it but to do wickedly, man. So point being, that old man, meaning that, by now, you should know, like, man, I need to start taking this more seriously. I need to start considering and doing better, and start steering away from bad habits, bad things that you was involved in, smoking weed, right, eating abominable food, defiling your temple, wicked ideas, wicked thoughts, thinking of harming people, robbing people, being a complete demon, man. All right. So like always, little wellness lessons edifying. Right. I'm gonna just go, get to it. All right, I'm gonna start in Malachi because I already got a precept queued up in Slack and Micah. I already got a precept queued up in the other page. Let me go ahead and just bring up Micah real quick. All right. Where am I at? Okay, Slack. It's the book of Micah 2:10. Oldie, but goody, and very effective. Micah 2:10. Arise and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. That sore destruction is putting you in a position of living a life like a fool. Scripture's talking about death is better than a life of fool. That sore destruction it could always be applied to you being left here and receiving that death by pain. And the way that's gonna happen is because what you cleaved on into wickedness. You stayed upon him that smote you. Right, you stayed with the customs of the Edomites, the customs of any nation. It don't particularly got to be the Edomite. You could lay hold on the customs of Ham. Thinking you're Egyptologist or some crazy shit. These people. Our people's far gone, man. But the Most High made it fair where this truth is still going to be pushed for those that was ordained to receive it. But point being, arise ye and depart. We're not, again, we say this all the time, and it's not a joke, even though, people could look at it as something funny. We're not recommending anybody to take no flight out of here, man. You arise and depart, and it's you getting right with the Lord, because ultimately there is no way to escape. If you're wicked and you're trying to fly up out of America, you tell me that the Most High he ain't going to find you. He ain't going to send the plagues your way. No matter where you at, man. The Most High has his eyes on you, man. There is no hiding. But arise ye and depart, for what this is not your rest. Because a lot of y'all is comfortable, man. Right? You got to get rid of that old man thinking like a fucking child, man. Thinking that everything is going to be okay. Thinking that this is just life. That you're an American. Proud to be an American. You know, Jake is just far gone like that, man. There's nothing spiritual about being an American. There's nothing righteous about being an American. Because obviously they're not serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They done created their own God, and that's what they worship. Matter of fact, the God that they're serving here is an ancient spirit, man. Spiritual demon Satan, man. You know, it's been around since the very beginning, which who the Most High created, right? But again, the old man, you got to get rid of that old man. We understand a lot of things don't happen overnight. But the point is acknowledging, knowing that you got a problem, knowing that, you know, you wasn't thinking correctly. You wasn't thinking right. You know, you was misled. You got to understand you done got bamboozled, man. Right? By believing everything else but this truth. All right? And by doing that, you're able to shed, right, old thoughts and old spirits and old ways. And you be able to cleave on to YAHAWASHI, which is calling. The Spirit of the Lord is calling, man. Right? The Spirit of YAHAWASHI is calling, and it's ultimately up to you, you know, quote unquote up to you, because we understand everything is predestined. It's ultimately up to you if you want to receive it or not. The Most High is not going to put a gun in your head until you receive this truth. You know, because we understand through your conscience, through the Spirit is calling you, man, and it's poking at you, and you just sitting there, you know, knowing that what you're doing is wrong, and you just want to be a fucking demon, man. Right, but point being, arise and depart, man. This is the book of Ephesians 4, right? Verse, read this in the NLT, right? This is Ephesians 4 and 21, right? Since you have heard about YAHAWASHI and have learned the truth that comes from him, because a lot of y'all done heard this truth, and a lot of y'all still want to be in the streets, you know, still want to be involved in folly, still want to be a hard-headed, you know, right? Trying to play both sides, trying to play both sides of the fence. It ain't gonna work out for you, man. The point being, since you have heard about YAHAWASHI and have learned about the truth that comes from him, and you learned it through his prophets, throw off your old sinful nature and your former way of life, which is corrupted by the lust and deception. Again, once you heard this truth, you're supposed to get rid of that old sinful nature, things that you was involved in before, man, which ain't doing nothing for you, and it's actually destroying you, man. Right? You're the more you're involved in the world, all you're doing is digging a hole. You're digging. The longer you're in it, the bigger that hole is. The longer, wider, you know, that hole is gonna be. And if you wait too long, there's not gonna be no way of getting you out of it. Right, verse 23, this in the NLT again. Instead, let the Spirit renew in your thoughts and attitudes. Right, start thinking different. Start being moved by the Spirit to do better things. Put on now your new nature, created to be like the Most High, truly righteous and holy. Right, that's ultimately what you was created to do and created to be. Right, truly righteous and holy, man. All right, because that's the good way. Right, let me bring that out. What's the good way? Is that I believe it's also on Micah. Is it 7? Six or 7. 6 and 8. This is the book of Micah 6, verse 8. Right? He has showed thee, O men, what is good, and what do Yahawah require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with the Most High. So this is what the Most High wants for you, man. To be different. not like everybody else, but to be for YAHAWASHI, to be his children. Because now you're acting like a children that was raised by a different nation. And now that you know who YAHAWASHI is, you're supposed to be moved in the spirit of getting right and getting your heritage correct, man. And heritage involves the scriptures. To know the do's and the don't of the scriptures of YAHAWASHI. Because the Heavenly Father is what? Slow to anger, but great in wrath. So again, the Most High is merciful. But again, we're in the time of judgment coming sooner than later. So you need to start picking up pace, man. All right. What's that? 2 Timothy. Let's see. Let me bring that out. 2 Timothy. So this. Damn, there's a few of them I was thinking about. But let's go one at a time. Let's let the Spirit ride. 2 Timothy 2, verse 22. It's the book of 2 Timothy 2, verse 22. Flee also youthful lusts. Right, again, topic being what? That old man. You got to get rid of your old self, the things that you used to be involved in, things that you took pleasure in the world. We understand we're not, again, not advising anybody to be over righteous, because we, even though a lot of certain music is demonic, but some brothers still listen here and there, dibble dabble, but not to the point where it's going to influence you to do wickedness. We understand all things was created for us, and these, a lot of things that was done in the world, people use the talent of YAHAWASHI to do so, but at the same time, they also use it in the left hand side. Just everything in general. We understand mostly we got to focus on serving YAHAWASHI. But the youthful lust is you not wanting to take accountability, man. You thinking that it's still gravy to be out here sagging to the floor, walking around with a do-rag and, just being involved in folly, all in all, just like you. Flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace, with them that call on the other one out of a pure heart. Right? I'm gonna read that in the NLT. Run away from things that stimulates youthful lust. Instead, pursue righteousness. Instead, pursue righteous living, faithfulness, love, and peace. Enjoy the companionship of those who call on the Adawan with a pure heart. So that's ultimately what you need to be involved in. Right? Enjoy the brothers that you surround yourself with that's involved in serving the Lord. Because you understand that's the path that you need to be taking anyways, man. Right? Ephesians 4. I'll go back to Ephesians 4, I believe. Because the scripture's talking about when I was a child, I thought as a child, right? Now it's time to move on, man. Right? Is that I'm probably thinking of something else. First Corinthians, Salaki, I was far off. It's the book of 1 Corinthians 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I thought, Salaki, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And it's childish to think that these heathens, these other nations, have any interest of making you a better man or any benefits for you, man. It's a childish reasoning and think that any of these nations got their best interest to fix you and help you as a nation, when all they did was involve themselves in the destruction of us. They took the crafty councils, got together, and so for you to think that they all of a sudden want to do right with you, it's being childish, man. It's like, you being 30, 40 years old still believing in Santa Claus, man. Like, you just got to let those thoughts go. You got to move on, man. You got to be that new creature in the YAHAWAH Shem Yahushai. You got to be that new man. You got to understand who you is, where you came from. You got to do better, right? Because again, a lot of y'all's cutting it close, man. Right? You want to step up and be the man that the Most High created you to be. And the whole duty of man is to fear the Lord and to keep His commandments. Of those that don't know, right? If you're fearing the Lord and keeping His commandments, guess what? You would work on yourself. You would get better. You would get better as days progress, as days get closer to the end. You're not going to be stagnant. You're not going to be the same. You're not going to want to cleave on to folly, right? Hitting strip clubs or whatever, just dumb shit, man. You want to travel the world when the world's about to end. Crazy shit, man. Trying to be adventurous. Trying to find a career in America. When you was a child, you got bamboozled to think, okay, I want to be a doctor. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to help. I want to be a cop. I want to be a Marine. I'm gonna fight for my country. That's folly, man. The only fight you should want to be involved in is fighting the good fight of faith, being a true soldier for Yahawah Shem Yahushua. All right, man. Off here, this is the book of Deuteronomy 4. Verse 5. Well, Salakia. Go ahead and bring out this before I go to Jeremiah 10 and 1. All right. Hear the word which Yahweh speaking unto you. Speak it unto you, O house of Israel. Thus says Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen. Again, this is a part of that old man, because you done learned the way of the heathen. You became these heathens. You acted just your way of thinking is like these heathens, man. Right? Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. Don't be like these heathens, because they're not spiritual at all. When these churches start showing up, they're going to be tripping out. You're going to be tripping out as well, man, if you, take after their custom. All right, this is the book of Matthew 6, verse 36. Well, it's lucky, brothers. Bear with me. It's the book of Matthew 6, verse 31. Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? What shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. But the point is, learn not the way of the heathens, because the heathens are carnal, man. They're making bunkers. They're taking jabs. They're going to take the MOTB, But with you, don't worry about how you're going to be clothed or what you're going to have to go through, man. Because we're going to go through Jacob's trouble. A lot of us might be pilgrims. A lot of us might be in the midst of famine. But don't worry about none of that, because that's what the Gentiles is worried about. We have faith. If you in the spirit of serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you would have faith. See, the old man will be trying to build bunkers, or try to prep, not meal prep, but just try to have like doomsday prep, like whatever, like saving up canned goods and shit like that, Not knocking anybody who does it, but that's not where our faith is at. Our faith is not to have unlimited ammunition, ammos and shit like that for when we go. We're not planning on going to war, man. We're planning to go through whatever we got to go through during Jacob's trouble and getting delivered up out of it, man. That's our hopes, But the old man will be thinking like, oh, man, how am I going to go through this? We're not worried about any of that. That's the ways of the heathen right there. That old man is you being a heathen. Now it's time to come back to your custom and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because again, the Most High is going to deliver us up out of all this, man. That's the whole point about you being that new man. And so what you got leverage on being delivered, It's the book of Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right? For what nation is there so great, who the Most High has so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for. Right? I'm gonna read verse 8 as well. And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Right? And what nation is and what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set you before this day? So, when you get rid of that old man, become that new man, bro. This, you're looked at different. It's like an aura around you, it's like you and all will become different. You come back to your first state. That's the first step of being a god, man. First step of being a saint, meaning set apart, separate. How is you separate when you acting like a heathen, man? Again, you got to get rid of that old man. That's what's holding you down. All right. So, man, off here, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying, the point was made. I would like to end off by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Hawarkakwadash, our double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of great millstone. Shalom to the elect. Shalom, Akim, Shalom.